Good morning. It's morning recording, and I have not eaten breakfast yet. A little. I have taken my medicine. I take it every morning, and then I don't take any other medicine. So they are selling now a machine that remind people to take the medicine, and it's take out the medicine in a plastic bag out, so people can take out the medicine and take it. And it's also, of course, on the phone that it's ringing in the phone that it's time to take your medicine. And that is good for those that don't remember to take the medicine. But for me, I take all the medicine in the morning, and in the evening is it only that I take about 10 o'clock in the evening. I take my insulin for my diabetes because I have seen it's a raise in the night, the sugar level. So it's good to take it to the night, and in the morning I take pills for the diabetes. So I'm okay. I don't need that machine. I don't know how much it costs to buy it either. I maybe check it out next time I order medicine on the internet. I check it out on the same place where they give me the medicine. But today it have happened something. I maybe should. It's already a spirit that have coming through, and because I think I trigger this spirit to come because when I close my windows to do the recording, I was thinking this, that like I was talking to you, that it maybe not happen that the spirit will come in this recording. You can't expect it every time, you that want to hear spirits talking, and because it's not on me. I don't call for them, and they are coming here because they want to tell us something, and not that I have called for them. So that's a different. You should know the difference between that and like foreteller. They take those spirit and energies. They are taker, but I am not a taker. I am thankful and humble when they show up, and for me it's the same for you, that I learn from them. I listen at them and learn. Yesterday I didn't remember what they were saying. I don't know what they were saying. The spirit. I know it comes a spirit to talk, and I have not listened at it yet, what the spirit was talking about. And about health also. It was this when I was to the beach, And first it was the Muslim man that dragged me down to the beach. But back to my home, it was a Swedish man. A Swedish... I should maybe not saying this, because the DNA may be showing that he's from another country in another generation. But as he looked like today, he was Swedish. And he was telling me that he had he have taken the vaccine, COVID-19 vaccine, three injection, and he told me that he be very sick in the second injection he did. He say he got very dizzy in his brain and was weak in his body, and he couldn't work for 1 week after. And he said that he always take the vaccine on Friday because he is off work in the weekend. So he could stay home the first 2 days, but then he had to tell that he couldn't drive a car 1 week. And he was talking about that they find that he have sepsis. Is this poison in the blood? And it start to come more and more knowledge about this, and it will be with this virus going on that they understand more about sepsis, because it's when the oxygen is bad in the chest, then it doesn't stay there in the chest. It's also be the oxygen to the other part of the body is going weak, and the infection from the chest that can come up to the brain, and with that infection, so it's be like an infection in the whole blood system. and that's what have happened with me, because my pancreas is like a rock. It's very bad, and they check me out every 6 months. They scan me if I have changed my pancreas and going to a very bad, deadly level. And so far have it stayed still the whole time. It have not developed anything. So God is not only holding my heart, He's holding my pancreas also, that it should not go worse. And the pancreas cancer, that is deadly. They can't help people with cancer in the pancreas. It's many famous people that have died in pancreas cancer, and because I learned that the pancreas have a layer around it that make the chemo treatment, it doesn't come into the pancreas. That's why people die. You can't treat like other cancer form. So pancreas is the most evil. If we can't count hell. Hell is hell. Cancer is cancer. But it's the worst cancer you can get. But of course it's other cancer form that make your body very bad, to have very much pain and break your bones like that. So we can't say what's more hell or what is the lightest hell, because hell is hell. And so he confirmed me this with the COVID-19, and it's going to be more and more with these people coming in, because for me it was 2017. I was and did surgery on my eyes, cataract, and I suddenly, when I look at a light, traffic light, I fall back. But I had people with me because I had done the surgery, so the hospital said I needed to have people with me that could hold me and walk with me or drive me home, but we were walking. We take a bus and we were walking, but I have 2 women with me from the church, this missionary girls. So they could hold me up so I didn't fall down on the ground. And but I remember that it started before that. It started about 2015. I was to a store, and suddenly when I standing and look at, and this now I understand more when I talking about it, that I look down on the meat and should look at what's the prices of them. And when I looked down, suddenly I felt like I was on a boat, like a boat with many waves, and I'd be a little dizzy in my brain, and I was so scared. What should I do? I can't go home if I am in that problem with the brain. But it went over after 5 minutes like that. But that was the first sign that infection, the infection I have in my body, it was not COVID-19, but I have always infection in my body. That's why I can't take the vaccine. And so it have started to damage my brain 2015 about that, and then it's have going worse. And so it can be like people is okay today, but it will develop in the body, because that infection that is in the body, it have not going away. So that infection going around in the system, in the body, so it hit the brain. So it will be more this is not the spirit talking, it's me talking about how I see it, because now it is the spirit hit me more, because I was on my way to say that I am an observer, and it's not only that I am a prophet. A prophet get knowledge from heaven, from the spirit way, but observer, we don't need to be in the spirit to observe. We are in this world, but we are awake and have this background of knowledge about things, and we see it in another way that people that have not been wake up never see it. So that's it. Observer. Observer is not coming from the spirit, though the spirit is going for the prophet and talk about what they see. But I see in my body, with my knowledge about life experience, and the spirit, it's not so very hard on me, but it's here, so I can continue to talk. It's something else the spirit want to talk about that will come up now, because I always watch the news, and today it was about it calls in Swedish, is it Swedish Democrats? They say that they are SD, and they have giving out a book now, and it is only 3 months until we have election in Sweden, and they have done a book about the history about the party, and I'm not going to talk political things. This is something else I want to talk about, but I have to give you some background what I'm going to talk about. So they have make a book, and that man that have written that book, he was paid of that party, and he have been given permission to go into the party's archive and look at it. And of course, if they don't want to show it, they take away that from the archive, and then they can place it back again when he is done with his book. And what I am talking about is this. It has come just perfect for the election, that book. It come just 3 months when people should be reading the book and then go and vote about to this party's positive to this party. And what I'm talking about should not be, it's not political, because I'm talking about how they try to trick people to vote on them, and they have said that many times, that they are this party is those founder of this party. They were in to let Sweden be Swedish, to not have anyone coming into this country, that it should be only Swedish people in this country. So they love Hitler. They are Nazis, and those started this party, and now they have said that many times. And I was I joined this party for 1 year because I wanted to see if it was something I could do in that party that was positive. But I did say I don't want to be in your party because they were Nazis still. It was not. I saw it from the outside. I saw it from the inside, and find out that those are Nazis still, because they have their yearly meeting at a very luxury hotel, and then it was one of these. For some people, is it a hero, a military and king hero that in that time when Sweden have very much of Germany, Poland, Scandinavian was very big country, very big ruler. That our Swedish king was king in Finland, in Norway, and have some in Denmark and these things. And they have this year conference and celebrating on that day when that king died. That is the day that they celebrate. So they showing who they are, and they use the money they got from the government to do their political things, to have big parties. And then in our city, when we have some meetings, I never go to those meetings because the meetings was in a German place. There is many places you can sit and eat and drink and listen, but they choose all the time the German place. So that was connection with Hitler. Those small things that they don't think about, that it could shine in the eyes of people. But most people are not observer, but I am, and I told them that I don't want to be in your party. So I left for maybe 5 years, and then I am member of Christian party, but I am not active there, and I am going to write them today if I remember that I don't want to be in that party, because I am not a political person anymore. I don't vote because I my belief is that God take care of everything. God take care of us. So it's not about man. What they are doing here in the world is about God. So I don't do that. And this is where the spirits is coming more, be active, because I have talking about this to look at the source from everything what's coming into you and want to take over your mindset, but don't let it in before you look at the source. And the Spirit is talking about the Bible. It's talking about those books that you like state your belief in. Your religion is in those books, and to analyze it, to find out the source. When I look at, I have read and searched for how they did this with the Bible, and it's I'm shaking my head, because how can they know it? Because it's so, most of the whole Bible is that they have found some fragment. It's not the whole story in it. It's not like a book, like an ordinary book we have today, that someone have written, like this party have written this book. It's fragment. And then they call for some men, of course, that those men should put together those fragments to be a whole story to read. And these men that did this to glue together those fragments they have found, those was not even in religions. You don't know where they're coming from, and you don't know where they got these things from that doesn't was in these scrolls they find. When they open up, there was missing pieces in it, because it have lain there for so many 1,000 years. And I sometimes when I see that they have found something from the past, far before Jesus was born, I'm thinking maybe they have done those copy on their own for to point it out some agenda they have about it, and want people to come and be tourists in their part, their area of the country, and they can do this, know a little. They can't know exactly how old those things are, but they do it with a cool things, and they can see what age it is, and it was how they found out this fiber they find in Turin, that they say it was Jesus what they sweep around him, that and it showing a person under that fiber, but then they check it out and test it, and it's showing it was not 2000 years old. It was earlier, it was newer than that, but they don't know exactly the year like that, but they can say about maybe 500 years a gap like that. So they always tell me these things, and I read it, these things, that the Bible have no error, but the Bible is put together of the Catholic Church, so there is more books, fragments they have found that is from other people's book, have written the books, and the Catholic Church have not included it into the Bible. So they have chosen what will be in the Bible, how they should talk in the Bible, what agenda it is in the Bible, and of course when it's Christian Bible, it is agenda for Christianity, and in the New Testament is the agenda of Jesus to be God, and we have to. I don't say we should deny the Bible, but we should be awake that this, what we read in the Bible, it's not completed as it look like when we read the Bible. It's men that have put together this text we read, and they have to come up with something that hold the text together. So in that way they can put in their beliefs, their agenda in that text. So that's why we should not read the books in that way, that the books, the holy books that is in different religions, is not, you can't trust it to be the real truth. It can't be that. That's why God, when he come down to me in year 2000 and took me, and I didn't know God in that time, but God come and talked to me, and then he took me out from everything and make me not have anything of the world, and more than my life, and he make me to could not read books anymore in that time when he come and talked to me, and that's a reason for it. And I know it today that the reason was that I should listen to God today, here and now. The Spirit is very much on answer. That is what's going on now. The past, that we should include it as more like a history book, about it, but we need to listen about what God is talking to us today. And it is our spirits is coming here and talking now. It's very hard now. He say that it, because the spirit have no gender. If he don't want to show me something that have with gender to do, and the spirit is saying this, it's on you. It's your responsible. When you are coming up to the heavenly court, we don't take other people's about they're responsible for you to understand and want to know more, or the knowledge you get. It's pure you. You can't blame it on your pastor or your teacher or your parents or the environment you grew up in. Oh, the Spirit is talking. He's really in fire for this. And it's poor you. You can't say anything more than what you have done, how you have acted, and if you have done some research on what you have been given of other people. It's between you and God. The life is. That is life. The relationship between you and God is life, or else you are dead. And because you only copy what other people are telling you. It's I don't know what he's going to say, but he is here still, and he said that is not too late. He was listen at you. That's why he didn't say anything. That's why he made me cough to stop talking. Because he listened at you. And you, in what he was saying, you are thinking, not everyone here, but some of you that listen, you were thinking that it's too late then, because I have make the life upon what I have heard and learned and what I have been raised in. But the Spirit is telling you that it's not too late. It's not even too late up in the heavenly court. So still in the afterlife, you have the chance to repent. That's why you have this repent. And then why you have Jesus as your lawyer, advocate, to help you. So that's not too late. It's not to give up. The Spirit said that I saw your spirit was giving up when I say this. He said that to me. So he is talking to your spirit. and he saw the spirit give up. But the spirit is something that can recovering if you feed it. It's weak just now because you understand what's wrong you have done. That you have, the spirit saying that this is the devil's work, that you run with the flow, that you want to be in the big group and not standing out from the group and be alone in what you are believe in. And you try very hard. Now he's talking about you. It's that listen, it's not everyone, but some of you have tried very hard to understand what they are talking about, this big group. And God's group is a small group, so it's not a big group, because it's not what man is telling you, it's what God is telling you. And you can only hear from God in the when you that you he showing me like tithing into God, to come closer to God, and it's on you, not God. It's on you to pull God to you, and that is to pull God close to you. Oh, the spirit is very hard now. To pull God to you closer is about your heart, and that in your mindset that you can't go with a big flow. You can't go to those mega church and think it's God that is in this preacher that have these private jets and those big mansion houses and these things. I have told you so many times that God is not money. If you follow God and want to sit in God's knee, you get the money you need to have, and not overflow. The overflow of money is not from God. So there is an agenda behind why they have this much money spending on themselves and not on God. And so many people are impressed of the bigger the church are, the more they are saying that it must be God in that church that is so big. And in that way you need to find the source. So, how could this church be so big? How could it be a mega church? How did it start? And find out it's not all this mega church, that mega church you are going into. Those big churches you are going into, you have to know how they started. And you will find that most of those churches is started from the military, that they got money to build those church by in their work they doing in the world, not for God, for the man. And military is to not only protect, is also about kill. So that's not God. And some have had very good paid work. And then when they be retired and they still have the money coming in from their past works, that they start to build a small church from the beginning, and then it's growing up to mega. The more bigger the church are, the more people they get. Is like we say in Sweden, I don't know if you say it in your country, that much will have more. We say that those people that is very wealthy, they get more money, and those poor people, they are standing still like that in overflow. I don't talk about what you need. That you can get from God if you coming closer to God of the Old Testament. But this overflow money, that is created of people that see this church be bigger and bigger. They are going for the big flow, the big group of people, and they think that's the right thing. And the devil know that. The devil know our nature. The devil know that very much people go for what other think is good. And those people have done the same thing, that they have going for some like entertainment in the church, or famous people that have been in that church is in that church, so it must be good. But that person, a famous person, entertainment, they have given very much money to that church, so it could be big. So you must know the source. It's very, very, very important for your life, because it's not religion. You're responsible to come to know God. And God have no buildings. God have no buildings. The temple is not a building. The temple is what's in you, what you build in your temple. So I thank you for coming and talk to us. It was very important things. I don't remember everything because you take over. The Spirit took over me so much. But I will listen at it, and I will cut it out. So people that is lazy, that doesn't want to know the source of this podcast, they can listen at the spirits, because they love to hear the spirits. But I'm talking in the spirit many times before the spirit is coming, but they're going to miss that. So thank you for have listened, and God bless you, my friends and followers.